Okay guys, so now we're moving on to the rectangle. Remember, we know that a rectangle is a quadrilateral, so it's got 4 sides. We know it has 2 sets of parallel lines. We know that the rectangle has 4 right angles, right? Like a square, it does have 4 sides, but we can see that unlike the square where all sides were equal, the rectangle has 2 longer sides and 2 shorter sides, okay? So I'm gonna quickly go over the parts of a rectangle just because they are absolutely the same as the parts of a square. And I feel like you've probably got a pretty good handle on those. So let's just go through this pretty quickly, right? We know that a rectangle has 4 sides, right? The side that is, it's kind of at the bottom of it, this is what we call our base. If I flipped it around this way, that could be the base, right? If I flipped it around, still rotated it, that could be the base. For right now, this is my base. This is the base of my rectangle right here. Okay, I've already shown you, right, that our rectangle, by virtue of its definition, has 4 right angles, right? And I'm not gonna move those around again, but we know there are 4 angles there. And we know that when the sides come together, we get the vertex, right? And here's our little 3-dimensional vertex popping out there for you. We also have a diagonal. This one is not fitting in there as beautifully as I would like, but I think you get the idea. All right, so the diagonal goes from one vertex to the opposite vertex. And then we sort of get the star of the show, what I really want to go over today, which is the perimeter of a rectangle. So I've done some measuring, and my square, I use the same 2 sides here that I used in my square, and I know when I measured those were 5 inches, so they are going to continue to be 5 inches here. And our blue sticks are 7 inches. All right, so if I'm looking for the perimeter, I know that the perimeter is the sum of the sides. So knowing that, I can just, let me grab my sign. Right, I can, hope you can see this. I hope you can see this, guys. Oh, I don't know. Anyway, okay. The perimeter equals side 1 plus side 2 plus side 3 plus side 4. And I've added that up. 5 plus 5 is 10. 7 plus 7 is 14. 10 plus 14 is 24, all right? Again, I always have to include that unit of measurement or my answer will not be correct, okay? So I can just add everything up and my answer, as long as I've done my adding correctly, my answer, you should have the answer right just by adding, okay? But there's also a faster way to do it, and that is by multiplying. All right, so if you look here, I've got our P, which stands for perimeter, right? Perimeter equals 2 times L. So when I look at this right here, I know it's 2 times the length, and this might confuse some of you because you may not have seen a letter next to a number, and how in the world did I know that I was supposed to multiply? If there's not any kind of math symbol here, like an addition sign or a subtraction sign, multiplication is always the default operation to use. So I know that this means to multiply 2 times whatever the length is. Oh my gosh, my rectangle's fallen completely apart. Oh my heavens. So we know that the length of the rectangle is 7, so I'm gonna multiply the 7 times 2 because I have 2 sides that are 7 inches long. And then I'm gonna add that value to 2 times the width. And we know that the width is 5 inches long. So 2 times 7 equals 14. 2 times 5 equals 10. So our perimeter, by multiplying, is 24 inches long. Okay? So we got the same answer whether we added it, right, when we did it this way, the adding way, or the multiplying way. Okay? All right, guys, thanks a bunch.